Hello there. Thank you once again for joining us here at Bigo Mixed Farm. My name is Hamza Ruwama, and here we are. We are in our plantain garden or plantation. This is the plantation for mainly plantain. It crosses with the plantation for bananas, as we shall show you next time. So today we'd like to show you how we can still maintain this farm. As you can see, the plantations look really good. You see the stems are really fine. It's because of the system I one time talked about in terms of how we were supporting the coffee seedlings during a high sunshine shower on the plants. So this system was already done on one side. So today I want to show you how we can do it on the other side. This system is very cost effective in terms of handling manure, in terms of fighting the drought, in terms of conserving water in the soil, but it is a little bit hectic in terms of manpower. It requires a lot of support in terms of manpower. It requires commitment, and then it requires a lot of dung. So for those of us who have cows, goats, for you are good to go. But those who don't have, that means you have to purchase them all the time. That's why whoever has a garden, it is always advantageous to also have at least some animals, especially here in Africa. So today we are going to look at how our plantain has been maintained. You see the plantation looks good, but the sun is really high. We are in July. In Africa, here in the equatorial region, July is one of the seasons where we have intensive sunshine. July and January, sunshine is really intense. Reason being, the sun rays are directly proportional, are directed towards the Earth's central line, which is approximately the equator. They are perpendicular almost to the equator. So in that sense, you'll find that these rays come directly onto the Earth. Now, for that reason, during July, the sun is very hot. Even during January, the sun is very hot. But the difference is, in January, the sun is hot and the wind is also hot, and also the air is hot. But in July, we have a hot sun, but mixed with some cold breeze. That cold breeze comes as a result of the sun being very far away from the Earth. And this year, the sun was very far away from the Earth on July 4th. That's what we call the Ferion Day. So, to protect our plants from such occasions of the changes of the seasons and weather due to the Earth's astro nature of physics in the space, we can come to some of these techniques and then see how we can design our manure, our plantations, with a way of how we can conserve the moisture in the soil and conserve the nutrients and also conserve the water, so that our plants do not totally get worn out. So let me take you to another way of how we can apply the fertilizers and manure in this garden. And this is what I was trying to demonstrate to you. Now, first of all, you make sure that at least all the weeds that are very close to the plant are removed. You can either remove them with your hand or you can remove them with a hoe, and make sure that no weeds are close to the plant. After confirming that, then we can get close to the plant and make our small drainage, a small trench. The same way we did it for coffee, the same way we do it also for bananas. So this was covered, that's why you see some of the parts of the soil are a little moistened. So when this is done, so this time round I have dung for goats. I can bring my goat dung, and then you can pour it there. You can add more there and there. So there we go. We have put our dung. Remember I told you if you have charcoal, you can add some charcoal. Trust me, this plant is going to enjoy all these feeds. In one or the other, I'm feeding it. Then remember to mix our urine. Here comes our goat urine, as you can see. It's blackened. Now, if you may recall, one time I mentioned the ratios of how we can mix this urine with a dung. We mix the urine with water, but to start with, the ratio is 1 to 10. 1 to 10 calls for 1 liter mixes 10 liters. 1 jerry can mixes 10 jerry cans. So with me here, I have 2 liters of urine. And these 2 liters of urine, I'm going to mix in 20 liters of water. This jerry can is 20 liters. The urine in here is just 2 liters. So I'm going to mix the two, then I can pour it around our manure. Then from there, we can do the top up or the topping of the soil, and then we do cover our ingredients so that our plant can benefit very well. If you want to check the acidity to confirm that truly, just in case this is a dry spell, the dry time, let me put it here so that the droplets are also utilized by the plant. Here. Okay. So there we go. We have mixed 20 liters with 2 liters. So now I can start topping up on our goat dung. Trust me, if you've never seen earthworms, you will find them here. Okay, there was left some few. There you go. So with that, we are ready. You get your hoe or your spade, then just make sure that the soil covers the top, just briefly. Then all these other weeds you have, you don't need to even use a hoe to dig them. Anything you have in the garden that is a weed, any grass, anything, you can come and drop it here. And just make sure that it doesn't grow. So with this, like I said, this can be done for coffee, this can be done for trees, this can be done for bananas, for plantain, for cassava, any other plant you have. Then the last part, get mulching grass and come and surround it on the top of where we have covered our manure. Yeah. So with this plant is going to be so safe. It will connect with others. In terms of growing, it will grow very fast. It won't be retarded because of the sun. So with this is one of the ways we can survive here in Africa. We can have this in our compounds. You can have 2-3 stems of bananas. You might end up not buying food at home. You can also do this for any other trees you have in your compounds. If you have big gardens, like I said, the challenge is one. It's labor intensive. It needs someone to be really committed, to have a lot of manpower to do this. So with this, you can do a small plot, but the yields are going to be very high. For example, if you have 100 stems of bananas and you do this, even if you don't prune them, after 3 months you do the same around the entire banana plantation. Banana plant, you do the mulching, you do whatever I've done. Every time you add, every 3 months you add the manure, you add the urine, and then you cover the top of it. Trust me, in the space of 3 months, the banana plant will have changed. The yields will be high. It will give out very big bunches of bananas and the like. So with this, today we have been showing you how we can apply this advanced technology of manure to our plantations, to our plantain, to our matoke, and any other plants. I am still Hamza Rubama, and like I said, very soon we are going to update our academic channel. Besides being at the farm, whenever I'm free, I'm at the farm, but whenever I'm doing my professional work, I go at school and do carry out teaching, which in that sense I do teaching of physics and mathematics. That's why sometimes I use these techniques and I use some physics around or in our day-to-day life, and then I apply them in the garden. So our channel, Rubama Hamza, you go subscribe, like it. You can ask your kids to join that channel. Then you can also inbox me what you want me to share, what you want me to teach about. Then I can always bring in some of those other areas that I have not yet covered. But in this sense, all people can be able to benefit from those channels. So far mainly we have the mainstream channels. We have this channel, the agriculture and farm time channel. We have the cooking channel. Then lastly, we have the academic channel. So all those channels we are running them, and I being there as one of the main producers and the main active persons in those series, I'll be letting you know in case of any other changes. But if you like our channels, please go ahead, make subscription, go ahead, support the channels, go ahead, make comments, make recommendations. All that will be helping us in building the channels. Once again, thank you so much. My name is still Hamza Rwama. See you next time. Bye-bye.